spider can, spins a web any size.
Tora!
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Finally, doing another movie review.
It's been a little
Surprisingly.
while.
It's been a minute. Last one we did was Spider-Man 3. That's my notification that we're live.
Oh,
That's also another notification
Yeah.
he's live.
So, we did
Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Garfield, man.
Garfield Man. He just eats lasagna.
He swings on the
He was bitten by a radioactive Garfield.
Oh, God.
Lasagna.
Imagine that universe.
So we did.
He-
Where's that?
His arch nemesis is
Yep.
Spider-Man. You're so far away. This one's. I'm gonna read the plot thing on the back.
Yeah.
Teenage social outcast Peter spends his days trying to unravel the mystery of his own past and win the heart of his high school crush, Gwen Stacy. A mysterious briefcase belonging to his father, who abandoned him when he was a child, leads Peter to his dad's former partner, Dr. Connors. The discovery of his father's secret will ultimately shape his destiny of becoming Spider-Man and bring him face to face with Connor's villainous alter ego, the Lizard.
I mean, that really
Spoilers.
did just say the
Yeah,
whole movie.
that was the movie. That, like,
So how
there
long
was...
was this movie? You got it over there.
It felt like
Skippy
forever.
peanut butter. There was a good ad for Skippy peanut butter. It felt like for like 3 or 4
There's a
hours,
digital
though.
copy code in there, too, that expired, like, 6 years ago.
2 hours, 40 minutes.
I don't even think.
240? No wonder it felt like it was 4
It
hours.
felt like it.
This was
Yeah.
a very long film.
It felt like every minute of that.
So yeah, that is pretty much the plot. This movie does go very slowly. It is kind of like divided into about 3 parts to where it's that whole sequence of here's Peter, here's his family, him doing his little bad thing, and then he finally starts transitioning into the science,
Oh,
and then he hits that point where he becomes Spider-Man. But we don't really get a whole lot of action in that, and I mean he's almost like a vigilante. Well, he is a vigilante, he always is, but he's even more so in this one
Yeah.
because
Oh,
he's find Chad Kroger.
Oh,
he's trying to find Chad Kroger because Chad Kroger murdered his uncle. Spoiler.
So,
As they do in every movie.
72% on Rotten Tomatoes, this movie.
That's fair.
92%.
That is fair.
Well,
That's probably what we'll end up giving it.
we'll get to
Oh,
it.
uh,
Uh,
oh,
Oh,
uh,
um,
oh,
um,
uh,
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 I'll be real with you. this villain, like going back, let's think of something like, okay, we gotta go back real quick. Who was the first villain? It was Green Goblin,
Goblin.
right?
Goblin.
I don't really feel like he was all that, like, competitive. What's the word for it? Like, staggeringly difficult to fight.
He was
I feel
on
like
par
they were
with-
pretty good. And then the second movie was who?
Dr. Octavius.
Ock.
Same thing.
I think Ock had a little bit more, well, especially in the games, though.
Oh my god, you can't beat him in the games.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the third one we had, I
Sandman
don't really want to talk about
and
Venom. And
Sandman and Venom.
Those,
Well, Sandman was
know about
supposed to be the
those.
antagonist for 3,
Sandman's
but then
pretty
they
broken. But
then they
I just
wedged
feel like
in
he was
Venom just to
sort of
He still got his ass
misunderstood.
whooped by Peter.
Sandman is a broken tier character for the good guy that he has to fight, which is Spider-Man.
Lee's right though. Peter did put up a good fight, but
His weakness
like this
is
Lizard,
water.
I felt like if there was a prolonged fight, Lizard would have killed him like very
Yeah.
easily.
There was plenty.
I was
there
wondering
a
if
scene
they,
where
like-
he has him
What is
just
that?
choked, and I was like, he could just eat his fucking head right there.
Yeah.
Snap
Yeah.
the neck.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if Peter or Spider-Man was like really weak in this one, or if the Lizard was just super strong.
Yeah.
Because they didn't upplay his strength all that much. Spider-Man's strength.
I think it was his
Yeah, he
inexperience.
didn't have a lot
Yeah,
of
that's true.
Spider-Man.
No, it was the car. That was the strongest thing.
To talk about him though, the Spider-Man sequences were good.
Yeah.
The few that we had.
Yeah.
What's another
It
big
looked really good,
topic we
CGI.
did?
With humor.
Humor.
There was no humor.
No,
No
there was-
intentional
There
humor.
was a few little bit of.
There's some having a head.
that fire scene. That wasn't. Yeah.
There was nothing that was like
The piano
intentionally
keys were pretty
funny.
good.
There weren't jokes.
There really
No,
wasn't
the only
a
intentional
lot.
humor was the Stanley,
The Stan Lee
Part.
cameo. was
but
good.
everything else was funny because it was
The
awkward.
knife scene was alrightly funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh,
the knife.
My one weakness,
Oh, yeah,
small
yeah.
knives.
Yeah, that scene where he's being like
That's-
cocky
that was
Spider-Man
good.
is good.
Cocky
but-
Spider-Man is my favorite version of Spider-Man because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He really is. He goes overboard.
Because he knows that he's way better than this one guy.
this human being.
Yes.
It's like, oh look, petty theft.
But then when he was coming back from Aunt May's, he was still like covered in bruises after fighting
Yeah.
regular dudes.
he was covered in bruises all the entire movie.
It's like,
Yeah.
how did regular dudes beat the shit out of Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I mean, I like they were pretty down. I downplayed him pretty hard as far
Yeah.
as his skills as Spider-Man. He was big novice. Whereas you look at freaking Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, like I don't feel like he was that novice
No, he whooped everyone's ass.
after even
Kill
the,
Green Goblin.
the later half of the first
Green
movie.
Goblin
Like
killed himself.
he was wrecking people. Well, what is our next point? You want to?
Oh yeah, I was
go
just
on.
I was
We had fighting. We have action.
What are you talking about? This movie was way too slow paced with action.
yeah.
It would drug
The
for
plot
forever.
dragged.
The
Seriously.
main action was 3 fights with
Yeah.
the lizard.
Yes.
If even really.
And
And that was
Why is
pretty
everything
much it. And then we go to universe building, which it doesn't do until the very end.
thank you for that reference.
I mean,
Well, it's
This one built-
rebuilding the universe of Spider-Man
think-
again,
yeah.
so it's
it at least it built upon the Gwen Stacy arc.
Yeah.
That had never really been done in
Yeah.
the
In
theatrical.
Yeah, film. Yeah.
Um,
Which is nice
But
because
she was kind of done. in
Yeah.
theory.
He almost ended up doing
yeah,
it
she's
premature.
there in 3.
Yeah, she.
Oh, yeah, she is. Yeah, yeah. It's just not the typical arc that they had.
Most of her. Oh no, I'm thinking of the next one. Mary Jane was cast for the second one, and most of her was cut out. Like
Really?
she's there as like a background character.
Was
at
okay?
the point they were
Canonically,
done cutting.
didn't Gwen Stacy come first?
Gwen Stacy was first, and then she was killed by the Goblin in the
He
comics.
met MJ in
He
college.
killed it.
No, well,
He met MJ in college.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Spider-Man killed
she
it.
was
mean-
thrown off a bridge, and he caught her. In
We're
her
gonna
neck.
talk about how they were like, they seem like 30-year-olds.
They're all
pretending to be
30.
like-
They're old.
15.
So let me
All
ask you
those
this:
three-
is it
17?
worse because the same thing happened in Tobey Maguire movies?
Yeah.
none of those people
Yeah.
are nowhere near that. Which
that's
one
true as well.
feels worse? So like,
This
Okay.
one feels worse to me.
If you look at
because
them,
they look way more younger than Tobey Maguire
yes,
and them do.
Toby looks older, but he makes a better Peter Parker. Like he makes a better like nerdy guy that
Talk
They
about
feel
that.
more
acts
like
goofy.
kids.
Can we talk?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the romantic scenes throughout this whole thing? It's literally just.
What romantic scenes?
Yeah,
He
is that-
grabbed her butt with the web and spun her
Yeah.
out.
Knocked the wind out of her when he spun her.
You got it with,
She looked like
with the butt
she was
squirt.
in
Come
pain.
here.
She was like,
Yeah, she was full panic.
She was giving the
so amazed.
the SpongeBob. Essentially, go back and watch the movie. That's exactly frame for frame.
Don't go back and watch the movie. Just look up the clip on YouTube. Don't.
The romance came out
Don't
of nowhere, though.
Yeah, it was always like, hey, you want to come to my house?
Yeah, I mean, it was almost an immediate, like,
some fish.
Right.
because she never showed any interest in him until, like, right after he got his powers.
Also, who the fuck gives a shit if he's gonna hide his face if he's just gonna tell everyone
Everyone.
that who he
In
is?
that movie, everyone knows.
Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire's character strove so hard to like hide his identity. So hard, and then this guy immediately, hey, it's me. I'm just a guy. Put my mask on. You're Get out there. You're Spider-Man now.
It's like all those officers. It's like his mask was just off while he was kicking their ass. Like, I saw that it was a white kid.
And he's just keeping his head down like, you can't see me! I can't see you!
They were also in an arena of just cars everywhere.
With all the headlights pointing towards him.
Yeah.
You had a qualm about his visor color?
Yeah, it's just weird to me that it was orange.
Here's something I never...
Yeah, his
lenses are
lenses are
amber.
kind of like an amber tint in this movie.
He thought they looked cool.
I'm sure. But then he ditches them immediately for the next movie.
There is a scene where he falls through a building into a boxing ring. I was hoping Bonesaw would come out of nowhere. Ooh, brother,
No, see, this is what they really should have done, because you can't do Bonesaw, because that's iconic. He falls in, it's fucking Hulk.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking like
No,
like the Incredible. I was like, well, he's dead, but yeah, freaking. All right, brother. Well, it's doing the same voice almost.
They're the same character.
They really are.
I want to leave my judgment of this with this quote that it says on the back. Don't read that because I think this was actually the most awkward Spider-Man yet.
Yeah.
Like, it says it's the best Spider-Man yet. No. This was definitely the most awkward Spider-Man yet.
And you got to get to
this
two.
movie just drags
listen.
with the dialogue.
Romance in high school wasn't this awkward.
Nope, not really.
Wasn't. People weren't making out on your locker
No.
and like just all over.
Get the
each
fuck
other.
out of the way. He
They
needs
were
to get
making
his
out
books.
in the stairwell all the time.
Yeah, that's
Always.
true.
It's
The
a
stairwell.
stairwell.
It was the
But usually
stairwell.
when you stop, because it came in, they kind of stop.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna keep going.
I never experienced them stopping.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it just happened. But all right, anything else, Levi? You want to jump onto our ratings?
I was just gonna point out that the fact that like Dennis Leary is in this as the captain, right, police captain, and he was only in it because his friend was a Spider-Man fan and said he looked like the captain, the police captain. That's the only reason he went for this role. He's not a good. He knows he's not a good actor.
I was gonna say,
And,
he's okay.
Because he's not. He's a stand-up comedian.
I thought it was weird that Martin Sheen.
Yeah,
was in it.
Martin Sheen is Uncle Ben.
That's what it was?
Yeah, Charlie Sheen's dad.
Charlie Sheen's dad.
I love
He looks
him.
so good,
I didn't say enough about Uncle Ben in this review.
Uncle Ben was good.
Uncle Ben was hands down my favorite character in this film, and that says a lot. That says a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
I
they were
love
pretty
Gwen
good.
Stacy, but her acting is, it's forcefully awkward. So I don't enjoy that. But Uncle Ben was just great, man.
Although he did
Really
have
good
a
Uncle
death
Ben.
wish.
Who, Uncle? Well, yeah,
He jumped on the gun
Yeah,
He's trying to make the world safe.
by jumping on
Yeah, your
pistols.
freaking geriatric ass ain't gonna make no world safe from freaking Chad Kroger. Like he's gonna
Look at this.
look at this gun guy. But okay, I'm gonna start us off with
Yeah.
rating. To give you guys an idea, we rated. Did we say it in this one?
No.
So we rated the first film like an average, I think like a 9.5, and the second film like an 8.5, and the third film like an 8.3. That was kind of like our averages. I know that might not be exact.
Yeah,
Out of 12, by
But-
the way. Out of 12.
out of 12.
Out of
Yeah.
12, not out of 10. Jeez. I'm going to start us off and say this movie is like 7.5 or 7. It's like, it's like a 7.5
Yeah.
for me.
It's a 7.5 for me solely because I know where the next one goes.
Dude, are you kidding me?
I have the Amazing Spider-Man 2 right here, wrapped in the cellophane still.
It burns
from,
us.
from its
Awful.
release.
It gets worse. You ever seen a meth head Green Goblin?
That's what I was staring at.
Yeah, you're
That's
gonna
what
see a
it
meth.
burned me. It singed my
Green.
So we got two 7.5s.
7.5s.
Nego.
I'll do an 8.
Okay. All right.
Joey?
Just
I'll give it it would be a 7 since there was a little bit of skateboarding in it. That wasn't terrible. It would be a 7.25.
Okay.
I was looking
Okay.
for most of the time while the
I wanted
skateboard was
something
going
cool
on to
to have.
figure out who the guy was skateboarding.
Oh, me too. I was looking
At
hard.
one point, I knew, but I don't remember.
There's
anymore.
no way he did that fucking all.
It was probably
No.
there.
No,
It was probably
fucking
Bam
way.
Margera. Let's be
Bam
honest.
Margera's sorry, Bam. I love you and all, but you're not that great of a skater.
He's not really that great of anything.
No.
Ever.
Oh, okay.
Especially when this movie come out?
Bam Margera's pretty rough.
It was 08.
Ooh.
I used to be a huge Bam Margera fan.
No, not 08. It was 09.
What?
09.
I got you. 2012.
The
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's
2012?
12, yeah.
Whoa.
Say, I
Yeah,
thought it was
there's
newer
no
than
way
that.
Bam's gonna need
7.
Lee gave it a 7. He's the lowest rating yet. Ketonian.
I
6.
almost sweet.
6.
He wanted to take over the lowest rating.
Okay,
It's
why
not
do
a
you
12.
Why do you give it a
It's
6?
not a 12, by the
That's
way.
a 5 out of 10.
I didn't like the Peter Parker. I didn't like the plot points. A lot of shit all over the place. Didn't make much sense. Part of it. We didn't even get a moment where he showed he was Spider-Man. The whole movie was just like, look, you know who he is. Let's go.
Dang, he's right. That's it, everybody.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that will be it.
This is an average of 7.2.
There we go. That is by far our lowest
Dropped
of these.
way hard.
Yeah.
I'm a lot harder on the second movie.
Thank you guys so much
What
for
do you
watching.
mean about
We'll
that?
be
Get
back.
ready for the second
We'll be back for the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Bye.
Catch your speed, just like flies, look out. Here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud. He's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man.